proud that all the 17 chapters of Flow across India have launched the FMCs in their chapters, onboarded mentors and mentees, and we're just waiting for the programs to start. In some chapters they've started. So nationwide, the one-on-one mentoring is going to start. And with this, and the one very interesting aspect of FMC is that all our Flow mentors are doing this voluntarily. These are women who are leading in their sectors, in their businesses, in areas of various domains, from F&B to IT to fashion, you name it, we have them, and they are willing to contribute their skills and expertise to entrepreneurs, younger entrepreneurs, and hold their hands and help them out. So one initiative that Janabi and me were always talking about right when we started this was how do we empower our own mentors? So in this search, we've been searching because FMC and Flow, we collaborate with a lot of national and international organizations of repute, and one such initiative that is seeing the light of the day today is the collaboration with the premier organization Virginia Tech. And we are very happy to have the signing of the MoU happening today to enable our mentors so that they certify themselves, get trained, and formally get certified so that they can enhance their own mentoring skills and also give back to not only Flow but also to the society in general. So that is why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. And let me start off with a round of introductions. It's a great delight that I would love to introduce our own president, Janabi. So Janabi Fukan is the first president from the Northeast, a charismatic leader. I think all of us can vouch for that, who leads from the front and has always walked the talk. And FMC in particular is immensely grateful to her for her guidance and support. And Janabi is an entrepreneur and co-founder of 2 national award-winning travel companies in Northeast India, with over 3 decades of experience behind her with Jungle Travels India and Assam Bengal Navigation Company under the JTI Group. And Jungle Travels India was started way back in 1989 and is the only recipient of the National Tourism Award based in Northeast, and also the first IATA agent in this region. And Assam Bengal Navigation Company was started in 2003 and is a pioneer of long-distance river cruising in India. And they were conferred the National Tourism Award for this venture. So it's all, the glorious profile of Janabi. I don't think I can go through each one of them, but the salient points, because it's huge. So, and Janabi is passionate about sustainability, and her platform called Cognac has worked towards promoting the artisans and weavers of the region since 2008. And tribal heritage was Janabi's vision to enable a sustained livelihood to rural women since 2003. And Janabi was conferred Doctorate of Letters, D.Lit, honoris causa by Assam University in 2018 in recognition of her outstanding work in tourism and efforts for women's causes. And she is a member of National Board of Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, now under the Minister of Entrepreneurship and Skill Development. And she is an alumna of the US Government Exchange Program, and she has been the US Citizens Liaison Officer for Assam since 2011. And Janabi is a graduate of Calcutta University, post-graduation from Indian Institute of Mass Communication, and an alumnus of the Indiana University, USA. So Janabi, with this introduction, I would like to welcome you to address our gathering and also set the stage for the signing of the MOU. Over to you, Janabi.
Thank you very much, Bindu. And that's a rather long introduction. Must remember to get that edited next time. Anyway, namaste to all. It's a very warm welcome to yet another milestone achieved by Flow under the aegis of Flow Mentorship Cell. FMC, as we call it, is our national initiative, which Bindu has spoken about and ably leads, that aims to create a self-reliant entrepreneurial ecosystem for our Flow members and by our Flow members. And Flow plays this active role as an enabler of women's empowerment through entrepreneurship development and professional excellence. So one of the primary agenda is to help create women entrepreneurs and facilitate an appropriate platform for women to think, to learn, to create, adapt, and achieve true empowerment. The objective is to foster that entrepreneurial culture by providing the opportunities to transform their business ideas into reality and to provide entrepreneurs with an array of targeted resources and services. Ably led by Bindu Shastri, this cell has been successfully working towards nurturing and mentoring our members. And we are trying to thereby contribute significantly to the intellectual and professional development of the mentees. I am very happy to inform you that I understand from Bindu Shastri, that we have received over 450 entries for Flow Mentorship Cell. There has been deliberation at the chapter level with our chapter FMCs, Flow Mentorship Cells, and we have now registered 100 plus mentors, and created that national pool of the FMC mentors within Flow. And this is for the first time that we have this dedicated pool of Flow mentors. And this will lead to a cross-mentoring among our 17 chapters, pan-India, as we have a membership strength of 8,000 plus women, businesswomen, entrepreneurs, professionals, and the like across the country. And the assignment of mentees to mentors is almost done. And I understand that now we are all geared to take this initiative forward and getting to sign this MoU with Virginia Tech India Research and Education Forum. This is an organization that seeks to become one of the world's top research institutions, as well as a center of learning and discovery across the world. It's a one-of-a-kind MoU, which focuses on mentor development in a formal and professional manner. We thank you, Dr. M.K. Padmanabhan, Director, Virginia Tech India, Ms. Rangapriya Gautam, Deputy Director, Virginia Tech India, and Mr. Muthu Singaram, who is also a faculty as well as CEO. Rangapriya with us is our Flow member, and she's the core team of the Flow Mentorship Cell, and the 17 chapters that I represent. India is one of the countries strategically selected to help advance Virginia Tech's global vision. We are indeed very privileged to partner with Virginia Tech on this, and the objective will be to promote and develop the mentoring environment for women through training of officials, with the ultimate objective of promoting entrepreneurs for setting up micro businesses. Under the Mentor Development Program, MDP, this organization shall train members and potential mentors identified and recommended by Flow every month. Flow women are the rising economic force, and it cannot be ignored. We are 49% of India's 1.3 billion, and we have to make our presence count. This is a century of change, and it's the new decade. And this has seen women placed across the world at the helm of affairs in various sectors. The world today is so filled with opportunities, and the big question facing us really should be, what are the right opportunities? Which way should I go? I would say opportunities all around us. However, picking the right opportunity at the right time is the biggest challenge. So here, the role of the mentor plays such a crucial role. As the American politician John Crosby had said, mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. It's well acknowledged that a country's economic competitiveness increases as the gender gap decreases. And that's clear to us in health and education, political participation, and in economic inclusion. Let me refer to what the World Bank says and consider that gender equality is smart economics. It's a simple state of fact, and one which has been reaffirmed time and again. But the economic parity that we are looking for, we know we are still far behind. In the global context, is very much in part of India, but we are working towards that. And the barriers to this goal essentially stem from the lack of access to opportunities, to networks and advocates, especially for women. So if we consider mentorship as a strategic catalyst for the social and economic advancement of women and society at large, it has such a huge potential to trigger those benefits to facilitate women's economic empowerment and bridge that gender gap, which we all seek to close someday. In a survey by the Harvard Business Review, 84% of CEOs with mentors said that the relationship helped them avoid costly mistakes and become proficient faster. 71% said that their company performance improved, and 69% said that they were able to make better decisions. Another survey asked small businesses which tools or practices was the most helpful in advancing female entrepreneurship. And across the board, the top answer came across that was creating the mentorship programs for women. So that mentoring relationship, that offers a huge amount of benefits, both to the mentee and the mentor. And it has a proven track record of success. So if the power of sharing, learning, and creating can be harnessed, it can accelerate the process of continually creating a pool of women leaders through a universal, cost-effective, efficient, and power tool of mentoring. According to the research from a study conducted by Catalyst some years ago, 65% of women who have been mentored will go on to become mentors themselves. Our dedicated mentorship cell at Flow is working towards facilitating this women's entrepreneurship in recognizing and supporting the distinct nature of women business startups and ensuring that the newly established women entrepreneurs will sustain the activity. So this is being done by creating FM's cells, mentorship cells, Flow mentoring cells in all our 17 chapters. And we're organizing one-to-one mentorship programs and workshops to foster and enable entrepreneurship. So this MoU will bring a new dimension to our FMC effort and initiative. And we know we will make a great difference to the lives of more and more entrepreneurial women. I want to thank Rangapriya Gautam and Rinku Mecheri for all their support towards FMC. I want to thank Bindu Shastri for leading from the front and making this possible. As a token of our gratitude from Flow, we have some virtual mementos for our eminent speakers today. Thank you for your time and the commitment that you brought to our work in Flow. So may I request IT to share them on the screen. We would like to first start with Dr. M.K. Padmanabhan, Director, Virginia Tech, India. Dr. Padmanabhan, thank you. Next.
A very good morning to everyone.
We have Dr. Padmanabhan, a few more. The next memento, may I ask IT to play for Ms. Rangapriya Gautam, Deputy Director, Virginia Tech, India.
Okay.
Right, thank you. And one more, we would like to invite the memento for Mr. Muthu Singaram, Faculty and CEO. Mr. Muthu Singaram. Thank you very much. And now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janidhi. Thank you so much. And also for felicitating the guests and your warm address to all of us. So it's indeed my delight to be introducing so many of the stalwarts here gathered today. First of all, Dr. M.K. Padmanabhan, warm welcome to you. He's the Director of Virginia Tech, India. And he's a technocrat with more than 35 years of experience in domains that span enterprise creation and management, education and applied research, governance, policy implementation. And he has a PhD in aerospace engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Dr. Padmanabhan spent nearly 20 years with ISRO as scientist and engineer. During this period, he was deputed to NASA, USA for a period of 5 years to work as a project manager of an Indo-US Space Lab 3 program on board the Space Shuttle Challenger. So that is so awesome to know, Dr. Padmanabhan, and he is also a founding member of a skill training initiative of Government of India. He was involved in a number of initiatives that can broadly be classified as education management. He has also served a 3-year term as the Vice Chancellor of MGR University, which is a large multidisciplinary education and research university. So once again, a warm welcome to you, Dr. Padmanabhan. We're eagerly here to wait to hear you. And over to you for your address. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. A very good morning to everyone. At the outset, we from Virginia Tech would like to thank you, Bindu Sastry, the National Head of FMC, Janavi Fukan, President FL Flow, and others participating in this program. Maybe a bit of introduction to Virginia Tech is worth. Virginia Tech, with its university based in Washington, D.C., and a place called Blacksburg in Virginia, around 400 miles from D.C., has its history dating back to 1857. It's a land-grant university, what they call in US, with all the faculties of engineering, architecture, business, veterinary sciences, just to name a few. It's always ranked in the top slots for the university's academic and research activities, and also, more importantly, its outreach programs. Virginia Tech has a Virginia Tech Foundation back in US, which is set up a research, advanced education, and innovation center across the globe. It has its center at Switzerland for Europe, Chile in South America, and in other centers. The Virginia Tech India Center has been set up a couple of years back as a not-for-profit entity. Our primary goal is to blend the technology and expertise of US and other global centers and make relevant, meaningful contribution to humanity with specific focus on Indian needs. Our outreach program is specifically meant to do programs of this nature, what we are today doing, where we would like to empower the citizens of India towards various activities, including entrepreneurship. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege to associate with Wikiflow towards its various projects. And to begin with, on this mentorship development program, we look forward to, as we go along, it's been an experience, even an experiential learning for us, honestly. But we look forward to doing a good job on this. And it will be a great pleasure if we are able to mentor the women entrepreneurs from India and contribute our might to the whole program. We sincerely hope that this program will meet the expectations and the results for which it is intended. Let's both hope the best of luck to each other, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Padmanabhan. Thank you. Thank you for setting the stage for this, landmark event where we signed the MoU with Virginia Tech. So, Janabi, I request you to officially, because we're in a virtual mode, there are no signatures, so we created an animation just to signify that the MoU will be signed. So, Janabi, over to you, and Anshu, if you can play the animation, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Padmanabhan, and we will play our virtual MoU signing.
Okay.
And we know we will.
Great. Thanks for virtually signing the MoU, Janabi and Dr. Padmanabhan. So we have to move with the times and embrace the virtual world. So hopefully we can get to meet one another in person very soon. So thank you so much for that. And moving on, I would like to call upon our dear Priya, as we call her. So Ranga Priya Gautam. So she's the Deputy Director of Virginia Tech India and also a proud Flow member and I can say proud member of FMC core team. And I rely on her for most of the stuff over here, especially with VT. So Rangapriya is an alumni of Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and heads the Marketing and Operations Advisory at Cretium Business Solutions. She's a managing partner at Two Trees Workspaces. She has over 17 years of senior management experience in large accounts management, strategic marketing, and talent mapping for large corporates. She was associated with 3 leading educational institutions in India: Swarnabhumi Academic Institution, Aptech Computer Education, and SSI Limited, creating a significant brand equity in a short span of time for these companies. Her core competencies include strategic marketing, framing new business initiatives, implementing systems, processes, and practices for continuous improvement and standardization of existing businesses, and creating best practices within business units. So warm welcome to Priya. I mean, more than all this, I really enjoy working with Priya, and she's an asset to any organization or any team she's in. So, Priya, over to you for your address, please.
Thank you so much, Bindu, for a fantastic, introduction. And more than anything, the words that I hear from a person I look upon to, learning about what we're trying to do today. And very nice, Janavi. It's been a pleasure working with the team. And I just wanted to say a few words, not many, because I don't want to repeat what we are saying again. So good morning, ladies, and very, very few gentlemen out here. On the occasion of the launch and the signing of the MoU with FICCI I'm reminded of this quote, which I reiterate what Janavi also said, was mentoring is a brain to pick, a ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. Yes, yes, it is. With an aim to nurture and mentor the members and following the vision of creating one flow and one mentoring team, it's imperative to have a program which is structured and uniform across the chapters. To this, FICCI and Virginia Tech joined to offer the Mentorship Development Program. As a university inspired by land grant identity and guided by our motto, Ut Prosam, that may I serve, Virginia Tech is an inclusive community of knowledge, discovery, and creativity dedicated to improving the quality of life and human condition. Characterized by an active commitment to provide practical education that makes difference in the fundamental ways people work and live, Virginia Tech submits to a conviction that the greatest instrument of democracy is education, and that quality education produces an engaged, enlightened, and productive citizenry. Virginia Tech is a world leader in interdisciplinary education and collaborative innovation. Our mission is to foster a love for learning and service to our community, both local and global. We support every stage of an entrepreneur's journey from research to commercialization. But Virginia Tech is more than about starting businesses. We enable our students to create knowledge and to apply it to the needs of an interconnected world. The outreach in international affairs plays an important part in advancing Virginia Tech's international agenda to strengthen its global presence. Leading Virginia Tech's presence on 5 continents, the department works to fulfill the university's international mission by leading projects that raise the standard of living in developing countries and by supporting our students as they explore, learn, engage with other cultures. Virginia Tech will equip you to apply the skills and knowledge that you acquire through real-world experiences, giving you an education that you'll remember for a lifetime. We are very happy and excited to launch this program headed by our faculty, Jim Flowers and Mr. Muthu Singaram, who've been working on this program to fit the Indian entrepreneurship and mentoring landscape. In conclusion, I would like to highlight that mentoring is all about needs of people. It's finding them, found them, and foster them. And thank you very much. I look forward to working with all the mentors in terms of making the entire program standardized. So post this launch, we have finalized the date on which we will be launching this program sometime in November. I'm just going to share you the brochure and the application form post our session. If I'm able to access, yeah. So this is our brochure which talks about the program. This will be circulated by Bindu with all the national chapters. So we have the details.
Yeah, we are able to see only the mail. We are not able to see.
Yeah, the attachment is not opening, Priya.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just Can you see this now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a 2-day training program. It's each day would be about 90 minutes, which is 3 hours of learning and 3 hours of practicing. I will let Mr. Muthu Singaram delve into more about how we're going to conduct this program. The idea is not to do the monotony, but do something different. So we would also be having role plays planned within the program. And at this point of time, we've planned for 2 days, and we will work around the 90 minutes every day with you all and see how we can make the difference in the way we mentor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Priya. Thanks for giving the overview and also your thoughts. One point that I would like to make here is, when we were discussing about this mentor development, we found that there were very few external organizations which were delving into an area like this, and especially for women mentors. So, when Priya, you mentioned that point yesterday about, there are very few women mentors across the globe. And we're very happy to share, Priya gave me this data, in fact, that in India, we have a lot of women mentors. That way we are, in fact, maybe, it won't be wrong if I say we are leading the pack there. Right. And we really want to empower. I think that's the whole idea behind this. So this certainly sets the stage, and we're eagerly looking forward to, sign up and then get ourselves formally certified as mentors. Because the other trend is that everybody overnight calls themselves a life coach or a mentor, or even a 20 plus person calling themselves life coaches and dishing out knowledge and gyan. So that is something which we cannot digest, especially when we are talking about serious entrepreneurs who have signed up for flows, both the mentoring and incubation. So we want to really do justice to this. So that's the whole idea behind it. And with that, I think I'll welcome Mr. Muthu Singaram, adjunct faculty for entrepreneurship and mentorship, to address us. So Muthu has over 25 years of experience in engineering, management, and entrepreneurship. Muthu's passion is in entrepreneurial development, mentoring, management of emerging technologies and innovation. So certainly the right persons to put this course together for us. And Muthu has worked with WIPO and UN and has traveled to deliver workshops in and around the world on industry and university partnerships for research commercialization. Muthu is a project director at British Telecom at the Asian Research Center. He's a regular speaker at many international entrepreneurship conferences and a lead facilitator for innovation and other workshops. Muthu is a parallel entrepreneur, having been involved in several startups over the last 20 years. He's a mentor, entrepreneur in residence in several universities. Muthu is also the author of 2 books, Entrepreneurship, a hands-on guide to starting your business, and Greenfields, building a stronger ecosystem for startups and entrepreneurs. So welcome, Mr. Muthu. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you about the course itself and how we are going to empower our flow mentors. Over to you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. First of all, it's always nice to hear nice things said early in the morning. So thank you, Bindu, for that introduction. And I must say thank Priya, because she spoke to me several months ago and she asked me, how can we do this? So I said, I will write the program for her, but let's not make it an academic program, which is what she has also subscribed. So before I talk a little bit of the program, let me share a couple of stories. I think women are naturally very good in mentoring. Let's take an example. My mother, many years ago, my sister and I mean, this is maybe 40, 45 years ago, my sister and I used to go to school and she used to do all the housework. So we used to come back and pick on her and tell her that her life was very easy. And one of the things she told me, and I still remember many years later, if you don't have to do it, it's always easy. And I think that is something I always remember. If I'm not doing it, it's always easy. So what she write, I think we must have been 10, 12-year-olds at that time. And that has stuck to me. I mean, over 40 years, I still remember every time when someone says your job is easy. Yeah, it is easy because you're not doing it, right? So that's the catch. And I think that's something she taught me. And one more thing, Bindu, you had said everybody is a mentor and a life coach. Let me tell you a story. I was in Bangalore some years back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, in one of the incubators. A very dear friend of mine told me, lucky you're not in Hyderabad. I said, why? Because everybody in Hyderabad goes to the airport and comes back with an American accent. He's all so, and they all can end up in the largest incubator in Hyderabad. So I don't know why he picked on Hyderabad, and what he was trying to say was exactly what you said. There were too many mentors, are not really doing a right job. So I think one of the things we need to understand as mentors, we're not there to give advice. We're not there to do their work. We are there to share our experience, to help them. And I think this is where women will do a better job because they're not generally very difficult and they are usually willing to listen. And that is the main job of a mentor. And another thing, I think it was pointed out earlier by a chairman as well, chairwoman, chairperson, whatever, the right word. It is about sharing one-to-one. Generally, mentoring is never done in a group because you can't be dealing with specific areas of issues if you are doing it in a group. So if you're doing it in a group, it's more like coaching, like in cricket, where the bowling coach or the batting coach will teach the whole team what to do. So I think one of the things I would be doing, or we would be doing at the program at Virginia Tech, is to distinguish the different roles we all have to play. So I won't talk about it today because that will then spoil the whole uh, program as itself. So we will talk about different roles, what a mentor will need to do. So one of the things we have decided to talk about is we will also do you mentoring each other and trying it out how the techniques are going to work. Now, there is a technique to do mentoring. So you need to be able to listen, listen, and listen. I think most of us are not able to listen. So I think the first thing mentors will have to do is they must listen and then give their input. So they always say listen 3 times, like buying a property, right? So I think it's very, very important. We need to develop our listening skills. And I keep telling people which I work with, especially young people, God has given us 2 ears and one mouth because he wants us to listen twice as much. So that's very, very important for a mentor. Another thing, during the program, we will also touching things like what you should share and what you shouldn't share. Now, what you don't want your mentee to do is depending on you and taking your life out. They should not be calling you up every time and saying, "Hey, this is a problem. This is the problem. How do you solve it? How do you?" That is not the mentor's job, or it should not get into that. They should hire a manager for that to help them with, or whoever an expert is. Anyone can be mentored as long as we follow certain criteria. We don't have to have the expertise of the subject, but at least we must be able to understand the field. So if I'm going to talk about technology, I should at least understand different types of technology exist. So I will be able to share my knowledge with you. So that's something the mentors will have to understand. And it's I'm really excited to see that uh, women in your group are willing to get certified to be mentors, because I think that's one of the things many mentors don't like to do. They don't like to understand that there is a way to do this. They think, okay, just because I'm successful doesn't mean I can mentor. It's exactly like cricket or football. I can be a great player, but I may not know how to coach. So I still need to go for coaching practices. And if you look at it, all the coaches have to get certified. They can't coach because they played for India or they were captain for India. They still have to go get certified as a coach before they can coach the team. So I think that's important. But however, saying that, our training system should not be nay, because all of you are already successful. So if I start being a nay or whatever, you will not be interested and you will not benefit out of the program. So we would do it to start with, like Priya said, for 3 hours, and we can always uh, do it longer if later we require it. So I think that's something. And I think Priya said we'll start with 30 or so people in one group. So that gives me a chance to sort of do a direct interaction because it's only 3 hours. And we will also I will make each one of you do a practice, at least for 5 minutes, how you would mentor another person by taking certain problems. So let me just give you the overview of the course. We will talk about the skills you require and why do you need mentoring. And often when someone has a mentor, they usually feel better and more confident. And it is never one to many, I've already said that. A mentor will also allow um, a mentee to understand social behavior. Now, one of the problems we have in India, many of us don't know how to behave socially. So for example, in Canada and places like that, where I sometimes do startup training, they even teach them how to eat. in a dinner, how to use your, I mean, in India, we don't need all that cutleries, but there they actually set up cutlery tables and so on to show them how to do a dressed up program. So what we have done sometimes in IIT Madras, because one of my colleagues, she's a trained image consultant. So we actually use, sometimes I ask her to teach these people before they go for pitching, the color of the shirt, the way they put the shirt, because sometimes it helps to deliver a message better. So that's something which I think it's useful. So in the mentoring program, we will talk a little bit about what will help. And also one of the things I hope we can do is we should have a pool of mentors together so they can on a regular basis interact with each other and help each other build. And I think it's important for all of us, including me, that we should always be willing to learn. So for example, this program we have started, we need to improve every session we do, because we don't know what the participants are looking for and what they want. So I think we need to be flexible. So I think the way Priya and I have written the program, it's not strict like an academic program. It's fairly loose. That doesn't mean it's not thought through. It's been thought through extremely well. It's just we don't want to be strict, because certain areas, even within India, the same thing cannot be applied. So we need to be able to change. For example, if you take for funding mentoring, Bangalore would be easier to get funding. Bombay would be easier to get funding. If you look at technology, Chennai might be better to find somebody who's got technology. Similarly, like for example, eastern part of India, which we have not really used well, for the handicrafts and the natural resources, which are all there. So the mentoring will need to be geared according to all these different aspects of your own zone. So I think that's what I like to share with you today. And during the program, we will talk more and more. And anything anyone needs to want more, I'm always available to respond by email, phone, whatever. So I look forward to working with all of you. And it's a great move that we get it structured. So at least we are all doing the same thing in Flow. We're not doing it differently. I have a mentoring Flow brand, right? So that's wonderful. And thank you very much. And Priya, thank you for getting me involved. This is going to be extremely exciting Christmas for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Muthu. That was enlightening, and we're, as I said, very eagerly looking forward to sign up and get through the course. And one interesting thing and very encouraging observation we did when we were mapping and we were onboarding the mentors and the mentees. Some members had applied as both mentor and mentee. So initially we were like, okay, well, what is it that they're doing? But then it shows their thinking that, while they're ready to mentor others in some areas, they are willing to learn. They're willing to learn and sign up as mentees too. So that way I think that willingness and that, open mentality that, okay, there is always room for improvement. And, and with generation to generation, from the younger generations, we have so much to learn. Right, and the way they think, they're out of box thinking and all that. So that way, I think you have the right group. They have been handpicked from each of the chapters by the chapter FMCs. So that way, I think it will be a win-win in terms of learning for both of us. So thank you, Mr. Muthu. And Janvi,
we are all the same group. No need to stay and all. I had to change Priya. It took me 1 year to change her.
Okay. So, thank you. So, Janavi, you want to share some thoughts?
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to work with Virginia Tech, and for all our members to listen to what you all have had to say. And I think today, in these unusual COVID times, that across physical and cultural distances, people from all over the world have been able to come together to change lives. COVID-19 has taught us newer ways to deal with everything, and we've understood the inevitability of technology. So by combining mentoring with technology, we know we can reach out to more and more women despite the challenges, and create this new way of supporting women entrepreneurs across our bandwidth. And we hope we can go beyond Flow. I can see tremendous opportunities. And with us in Flow and working with women entrepreneurs in the new world, we are trying to work towards trade opportunities with women across other countries. And we know that this is a very important point we can bring together with women, because there's such a common motivating factor about mentoring that you all spoke about. And I would like to conclude by mentioning, I read somewhere that the delicate balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. So with all the wonderful speakers we've had today, we know that you will show the path and our women will lead the way with Virginia Tech and with Flow. It will be a win-win situation. And this MoU is such a step in the right direction. And I'm hopeful for so many more things we can achieve together. And over to you. Thank you very much. And over to you now, Bindu.
Thank you, Jahnavi, for those wonderful words of encouragement, as always. And I think we've come to the end of this program, and I would like to mention a few names before I call on Rinku. So, while the governing body and the past presidents and the past chairpersons are the foundation of Flow, so right now we are running literally on the pillars of Flow, who are the chairpersons of every chapter, and the kind of support they've extended to FMC has been incredible. So a shout out to you ladies. And especially for this collaboration, Rinku has been that silent pillar of strength for us, encouraging us, and including the Zoom meetings, for FMC National. So Rinku, I would request you to give the vote of thanks. And there are a couple of names which I really have to take before Rinku starts her speech. There's the entire team at National Flow. Rashmi, Ankurita, Anshu, they've been there, every single day for every request of ours. Thanks to you guys. And so Rinku, over to you for the formal vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, Bindu. And it's indeed an honor and a privilege to be part of this meeting today. As we come to the conclusion of this meeting that marks a new beginning in mentoring at FICCI Ladies Organization, I would like to thank the following people. Janvi Fukan, our dynamic national president, for her vision in bringing all the chapters together as one flow, even for the National Mentorship Cell, and her aim to empower women within our membership as well as beyond. Bindu Shastri, the national head for Flow Mentorship Cell. Bindu, your focused and collaborative leadership, along with your vast experience, has definitely steered this partnership to fruition. I would also like to thank the leadership of Virginia Tech, who have designed a program specially for our members, especially Dr. M.K. Padmanabhan. Sir, your foresight and imminent approach has helped shape this partnership, and I'm sure it will add immense value to our member entrepreneurs. Priya Gautam, Deputy Director of Virginia Tech, as well as member in charge of Flow Chennai's Mentorship Cell, you have been the architect of this partnership and program, and we are so proud of you. Mr. Muthu Singaram, CEO Incubation of HTIC and IITM, for your valuable support and guidance in designing this program. As a friend of Flow Chennai, we've known you, and we know that for your passion for entrepreneurship and mentoring will augment this program and taking from your first story, we hope to find mentoring easy and fulfilling even after through the program and learning it. Not to forget our respected GB members, past presidents, my fellow chairpersons and members on this call. Your presence means a lot, and I do hope we make the most of this course. And of course, to the machinery that oils this organization, Rashmi and her team, thank you as always for being our pillar of support. We look forward to an impactful journey of learning, mentoring, and growth together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinku. Thank you for those words of gratitude. And with this, we come to the end of this momentous event of the MoU signing between Flow and Virginia Tech. So thanks for joining us, and we're eagerly looking forward to the beginnings of this course so that we get trained and certified as mentors, the very first batch for Flow. So thank you, everybody, and especially the team from Virginia Tech. Thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to the collaboration. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Janvi. Bye.